Hi, welcome to Vectorworks, and this is for lighting design. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to jump into a 3D lighting plan, and let me show you how you can basically navigate around a 3D drawing. This drawing has already been created and it's available on our online learning platform. So go ahead and download it, and you can play around with it as you watch this video. I'm going to just go ahead and jump right in. Right, so here we are. We've opened Vectorworks, and this is just either our empty file or whatever. And what I'm going to do then is go and I'm going to click Open, and no, and I am going to open a drawing, and I want to open empty theater plan version 2020, and I will say I'll click on that and say open, and now it'll take just a minute. It's a 3D file, so it's going to take half a second. And now if we're looking at it, we're looking at the plan view of this drawing, and many of you should already be familiar with this drawing. We've been looking at it off and on for quite some time. This looks like my tree is on the other side of the stage. I may have to move that, but that's okay. So we're still looking at this 3D plan, right? And so all I want to do is talk to you a little bit about how to navigate. And right now I'm looking at things in plan view. My mouse wheel works just like it always does, where I can zoom in and out. My scroll bars off to the sides and the bottom work like they always have. But now I can see that I have seats here. I see my tree. If you look really carefully, I can see that I'm looking down on some people here. And I'm just in plan view. And now what I want to do is I want to be able to look at some other views. Let's see what this drawing looks like if we swing it around a little bit. Now, the first thing I had talked to you about, and we've come back to it over and over again, is the selection tool. The next tool over here is our pan tool, and then right next to that is called a FlyOver tool, which is very, very handy in 3D. It allows me just to grab an object and to swing it around a certain point and be able to look at whatever I want. So I'm just going to go ahead and select my FlyOver tool, and if you'll look at the drawing, you'll see that the background is turned from light beige to a light green, and that light green means that I am now in a 3D view. Even though I'm still in the top view, things look very much the same. I am now actually in a 3D view, and I'll show you how to tell the difference in a minute. Now, if I click anywhere on the drawing and hold, I can now go ahead and rotate that axis, right? I can rotate, I can swing this drawing around however I want. Right? So I'm looking at this drawing any old way that I want to look at it. I can look at it from the side, I can look at it from the front, but things still look a little funny to me, right? So what I would like to do is to go ahead and change the rendering mode, right? So what I'm going to do is go up and actually just change that rendering mode, our little Newell teapot that's in our view over here. It says our current render frame mode is in wireframe. If I just click the little down arrow, and we would like to go to OpenGL. OpenGL is just a fast way to be able to render 3D objects. It's just it's fast, it's not super precise, but it allows us to see things very quickly. And now if we look at it, we can see that our little drawing has actually sort of come to life. I can zoom in here and look at our little person that we have. Our tree is now visible, our seats are visible, and again I'm still in my FlyOver tool, I can swing it around and look at this drawing from any angle that I want to look at. If you're familiar with this drawing, you might be familiar with our 3 front of house lighting pipes that are out there. We have our legs and our masking and our tree, our back wall and our cyc, and all I'm doing is using this FlyOver tool to look around. Now, how do I get back to where I want to be? How do I want to get back to a common view, right? Maybe our top plan view. even if I try and look at the drawing straight down from the top, I'm still not able to actually get to a perfect top-down plan view. In our view bar, we have the ability to bounce around to several common views. That view option is right here, and it currently says custom, but if you click the little down arrow, you'll see that I have a top plan option, a top view, which is 3D, and every view underneath of this is all 3D. The only one that is a 2D view is our top plan view, and I'll click it now, right? So by going to a top plan view, I am now looking at the drawing again as if it's a two-dimensional object, and I've just peeled the roof off of the theater and I'm looking straight down onto every object. Every other view here is a 3D view. Now, I may have to go over and change my rendering settings back to OpenGL. But this is a 3D view, and you can tell the difference because the color of your background changes. In top plan view, it's kind of a light beige, light yellow, and in any 3D view, it will become a light green. Now from here, I can also look at any other view that I want. Here is a front view that looks straight in like I was coming from the audience. We can also look at the figure from the right or from the left, right? And this just spins us around to some common views. Now looking at the object from the bottom, I don't know that we're going to see that much. We would be looking at it from underneath of the ground. That's not as useful. There is a right isometric view, which is basically 45 up and 45 over, and a left isometric view. There are a few other views that may not be useful in this particular drawing, i.e. looking at it from the back, right? Or from a lower. I would just say that, yeah, see, just not very useful, right? So I would say that the top view, top plan view, front view, left and right view, and maybe the left and right isometric are your most useful views to be able to navigate around really fast. I will venture to say that all of the drafting that you're going to do, or most of the drafting you will do, is going to be done from the top plan view. So you're going to want to go ahead and be able to get in and out of the top plan view. And if you want to see something in 3D, right, or render it so that you can see it, that it's not in wireframe, remember that option is right here and it says OpenGL. I'm going to go ahead and pause this video and I will see you all again soon.